Registrar of the African School of Economics, Mrs. Emilomo Fowuwe Ogumboye. Please put your hands together for her. The Bossa, Mr. Stephen Adegbite. Please put your hands together for him. And the University Librarian also, Dr. Mrs. Antonia Ejikeme. Please let's put our hands together for her. Also want to recognize the presence of the Director General Citizenship and Leadership Training Center Abuja, Mr. Soji Eniade. Please put your hands together for him. Thank you very much. We would be commenting as the event proceeds. We will be recognizing guests going forward. Thank you. Please, the band, help us with some music and we will continue. We would proceed at the dot of 10. Thank you very much. Okay, before 10 on the dot, let me recognize some of our band, please. Thank you very much. Let me recognize some of our faculty deans, the Dean of Science and Computing, Dr. Lawan Mohammed. Please, let's put our hands together for him. Also, the Dean of Arts and Management Sciences, Dr. Juwon. Please, let's put our hands together for him. Thank you very much. We have a few seconds till 10 o'clock where we will take the national anthem. Nigeria. Hold on, thank you. It is 10 on the dot. Please, shall we all rise for the national anthem? Please, let us put our hands together for her.
Thank you very much. May I first of all welcome all our dignitaries to the August occasion this morning. I warmly welcome you, BOT Chairman, Professor Mike Maduagu, and his pretty wife. You're welcome, ma. Dr. J.C. Duru from the National Institute for Security Studies, Lua Usman Dam. I welcome you, sir. It is a pleasure to have your presence here. Thank you very much for coming. We want to thank God for this special day because this is our very first outing of matriculating our wonderful, brilliant students, our pioneer students. I rejoice with you all today. Shall we give God a round of applause for making it possible? Thank you. Thank you. The university is faced with responsibility to its establishment in the areas of teaching, research, and community development, or you call it community service. And we thank God that today We are matriculating our very pioneer students that
Board of Trustees, African School of Economics, Professor Michael Maduagu, the Registrar of the University, Mrs. Emefowe Okumboye, the University Bossa, Mr. Stephen Adebite, University Librarian, Dr. Antonia Ejikeme, distinguished guests of honor here present, members of the faculty, staff and students of African School of Economics, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and pleasure to declare the first matriculation ceremony of African School of Economics, the Pan-African University of Excellence, open. Thank you very much.
thank you very much, our special band. You guys are so good. Well done, guys. Well done, guys. Yeah. So now I have the great pleasure to now invite the chairman, Board of Trustees, African School of Economics, the Pan-African University for Excellence, Professor Mike Maduagu, an erudite and eloquent scholar, to present to us a lecture. Oh, sorry, that's a skip. I'm so sorry. Sorry, our BOT chairman. Sorry, sir. I now wish to invite the Vice Chancellor for his address.
Mike, are we set? Once again, the JAMB Registrar, Professor Emeritus Isaac Oloide, CON, FNAL, the Chairman Board of Trustees, Professor Michael Maduagu, the founder of the university, Professor Leonard Wanchekon, special guest of honor, and Pro-Chancellor, Her Excellency Princess Gloria Akumbudu, the chairman of the Mediation Center, distinguished guests. I can see Alhaji Jimo, one-time editor of the Punch newspapers in the 70s, before all our students were born. Deans of faculties, ladies and gentlemen, staff and students. I've entitled this address, 3 Principles, 6 Stories. It is my immense joy and delight to welcome you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to the maiden matriculation ceremony of the African School of Economics, the Pan-African University of Excellence, Abuja. I especially welcome our esteemed guests, starting from the Registrar of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, Professor Emeritus Isiaq Oloyede, to the Chairman of our Board of Trustees, Professor Michael Maduagu, who doubles today as our distinguished speaker. I duly acknowledge and appreciate our Pro-Chancellor and former Chief Executive Officer of AUD and NEPAD, Excellency Princess Gloria Akumbudu, FSI, and I recognize all our invited guests, our faculty, staff, parents, and gentlemen of the press. Today marks a significant watershed in the annals of African School of Economics, Nigeria, as we matriculate our pioneer students. It is remarkable that the university, which was licensed by the National Universities Commission early last year, has within just a year made some definitive steps in the march to progress. It is in this regard that I acknowledge the vision and commitment of our esteemed founder, Professor Lynette Wanchekon, whose passion for development of Africa is infectious. Invitation to ASE Abuja. African School of Economics is a university with a difference. As it is said that necessity is the mother of invention, ASE was conceived to fill a lacuna in the African higher educational system. Africa has often been associated in the West with indices of underdevelopment, with many of our countries dealing with the challenges of unemployment inequality, poor per capita income insecurity, and many more. Through prioritizing the developmental dimensions of university education and imbue students with entrepreneurial spirit that will make them overcome the economic challenges that confront Africa, ASE integrates theory with practice and combines the cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domains of learning to produce world citizens with transnational educational experience. It is in this regard that apart from its campuses in Benin Republic, Cote d'Ivoire, Zanzibar in Tanzania, the African School of Economics has active collaborations with universities across the world. For examples, we have active partnerships with Princeton University, the parent university of this university in the USA, Aalto University in Finland, Warwick University in England, Addis Ababa University in Ethiopia, Stellenbosch University in South Africa, Lahore University in Management and Sciences of Management and Sciences in Pakistan, Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, India, University of Mohammed IV Polytechnic in Morocco, as well as the University of Ottawa, Carleton University, and University of Toronto, all in Canada. Our approach in ASE is to leverage partnership, technology, and personnel to achieve functional education that transforms individuals and societies, guided by our core values of IDS, which means integrity for I, D for discipline, E for excellence, A for accountability, and S for service. For us, IDS rule the world, and ASE is conceived to be a sanctuary where ideas are incubated and disseminated to change the world. The university currently has 20 academic programs, into which we invite students in this admission year. These programs are in English language and literature, history and diplomatic studies, economics, political science, international relations, criminology and security studies, accounting, business administration, entrepreneurship, computer science, cyber security, software engineering, mathematics, statistics, microbiology, chemistry, biochemistry, industrial chemistry, medical laboratory science, and public health. The university also offers approved postgraduate programs from postgraduate diploma and MSc to PhD in accounting and finance, business administration, and economics to econometrics and public administration. In this university, we also run short courses and capacity building programs through the Nexus Center and other institutes and centers within our ASE ecosystem. We invite you to join us and be better than the best through the combined expertise of our diverse faculty, drawn both nationally and internationally. The crucible for creativity. To my students, today is your day of learning. It is a community of thinkers, innovators, and leaders. It is a sanctuary for curiosity, a crucible for creativity, and a launch pad for admission. You have been chosen to be here, and we have chosen you carefully because we see in you the spark of greatness. Each of you from different parts of the country brings a unique story, a distinct perspective, and a set of talents that will enrich this community and ultimately the world. Our university is a place of limitless possibilities, but it's also a place of responsibility. The world is facing unprecedented challenges today, and you can all feel them. It is your generation that will lead the way forward and change the narrative. You are not just students, you are the architects of the future. In other words, your ideas, your innovations, and your actions will shape the destiny of our world. Are you ready? Are you ready? 3 guiding principles. As you step into this new phase of your life, I want to remind you of 3 guiding principles that will serve as your compass on this university campus. The first is that you have to embrace curiosity. This implies that the pursuit of knowledge is not confined to textbooks or lecture halls. It is a long life's journey that thrives on curiosity. Ask questions, even the ones that seem unanswerable. Challenge assumptions, even your own. Explore disciplines and books outside your comfort zone and dare to see the world through different lenses. Some of the most profound discoveries in history began with a simple question: what if? So, let that spirit of inquiry drive you. Secondly, cultivate resilience. There will be moments when the path ahead will appear daunting, when challenges will feel insurmountable, when projects will falter, when self-doubt will creep in or frustration will rear its ugly head, and you even feel like quitting. In those moments, remember that resilience is not the absence of failure, but the courage to rise after every fall. Thomas Edison, the famous inventor, once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Let your setbacks be stepping stones, whatever they may be, now or in future, not your stumbling blocks. You are stronger than you think, and every challenge you overcome will shape you into the person you are destined to be. You are born even before you were born, because you are the fastest, you are the strongest of the millions of spermatozoans that competed to mother your mother's ovum. Thirdly, maintain focus. Keep your eyes on the ball of your primary assignment in the university and be focused on your dream. In a typical multiple choice question, MCQ, the type of examination that JAMB organizes, there's only one key, but there are many distractors. The task of the examiner is to distract you from the key and test your capacity to separate the wheat from the chaff. Your focus or key is your academics, your studies. Don't let friends, desires, and problems distract you. Take the time to listen, to share, and to learn from one another. Diversity is our strength. You are all from different parts of the country, from the south, southeast, southwest, north central, northwest, northeast. Mention it. And empathy is our bond. Together, you will create a network of learning, support, and inspiration that will last a lifetime if you maintain focus. Then, 6 little stories. Dear students, having told you these 3 guidance principles, let me quickly share 6 little stories or points with you as you navigate your future through this university. First, one day, all villagers decided to pray for rain. On the day of prayer, all the people gathered, but only one boy came with an umbrella. That is faith. Be faithful, because faith is a powerful force that makes you forge ahead even in the most challenging times. Have faith in your God. Have faith in your country. Have faith in your university. And have faith in your capacity to succeed if you prepare well. Second, when you throw babies in the air, they laugh back because they know you will catch them. That is trust. You should always trust the process and believe that hard work ultimately pays. Hard work pays. There is no shortcut to success. Like Abraham Lincoln, study first and your opportunity will come. Trust me. Third, every night we go to bed without any assurance of being alive the next morning. But we still set alarm to wake up. That is hope. We just hope that we are not going to die in our sleep. If you have hope, you have everything. If you lose hope, you lose everything. We are in the era of renewed hope, championed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And you are beneficiaries of the Renewed Hope initiative of the First Lady of Nigeria. Every day, renew your hope and rest assured that as the whole ladies go, everything is going to be all right. Fourth, we plan big things for tomorrow in spite of our zero knowledge of the future. That is confidence. Be confident of yourself and have the I can do it spirit. If you think you can, then you can. If you think you can't, then you can't. Be confident. And like the slogan of former President Obama, yes, you can. Fifth, we see the world suffering, but we still get married and have children in spite of the suffering. That is love. And it is the solution to the problems of the world. I want to encourage you to love your country, you love your university, love your fellow human beings, because humanity is what we share in our diversity. Also embrace self-love, not self-hate, because you can't give what you don't have. Sixth, on an old man's shirt was written the sentence, I'm not 80 years old, I'm just sweet 16 with 64 years of experience. The man is 6'16", sweet 16 with how many years of experience? 64 years of experience. That is attitude. And as I told you at your orientation program on January 21, 2025, your altitude is your altitude. If you change your attitude, you change your life. Without change, there will be no change. Ultimately, always remember that you are part of something greater than yourself. You are part of this legacy of excellence, a tradition of innovation, and a commitment to making the world a better place. The future is not something that just happens to you. It is something you create through commitment and efforts. Therefore, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. This is your time to learn. This is your time to grow. This is your time to do better for yourselves and for humanity. Dear students, I welcome you once again to the big beginning of everything that will turn bigger. May your journey be as bold and brilliant as the dreams that brought you here. The chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is said that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. Given that we did not want to wait for a whole year after we were licensed last year, we thought that the best thing to do was to start with a few students to set the ball rolling. After all, Rome wasn't built in a day. The university begins now, with 3 faculties. And today, we are matriculating 23 students in the Faculty of Art Management and Social Sciences, 11 students in the Faculty of Sciences, Science and Computing, and 10 students from the Faculty of Agriculture, Environmental and Allied Health Sciences, making a total of 44 matriculants. I have a table. 4 students in accounting, 3 in computer science, 13 in international relations, 8 in medical science laboratory, 3 in microbiology, 6 in political science, 2 in public health, and 5 in software engineering, making 44. Our plan is to build on the foundational work of the current 2024 session, 2024-2025 session. I have more students in the 2025-26 academic section that is starting in October this year. I urge our guests and parents here present to secure a spot for their children and what's in the future, unfolding before our eyes by enrolling them at the African School of Economics, where we are positioned to be better than the best, as we say here. The attitude of gratitude. The chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, there is a Yoruba proverb that says, an ingrate is like a thief. Since I'm not one, it is crucial that I express my appreciation to the deserving, starting from the founder, Professor Lena Wanchikon, without whose vision this university wouldn't have been. I'm equally grateful to Her Excellency, Princess Gloria Kumbudu, FSI, for the confidence and support she has given to us. Without her, the journey wouldn't have been this smooth. I do acknowledge the chairman of the Board of Trustees and Elder Statesman, Professor Michael Madrago, from whose fountain of wisdom we shall still drink in the course of this program, as a matriculation lecturer. Just as I appreciate other members of the BOT, especially Alhaji S. Adeleke and Dr. Joru, just as I'm grateful to Chief Onduka, a staunch supporter of ASE. I will mention Professor Karim differently. I appreciate the country director, Mr. Bino Bulo, for the conducive atmosphere that allows us to focus on the core. I also appreciate my principal officers from the registrar, Mrs. Emiloma Ogumboye, the Bossa, Stephen Adebite, to the University Librarian, Dr. Antonia Ijikeme. I also want to thank Mr. Silas Igwe and Mrs. Inkiru Ugo, former Bossa, ex-deputy registrar, respectively. I'm grateful to our faculty, starting from Professor Adebo Yega Karim, a man with a Midas touch, and to the acting deans of our faculties, Dr. Solusia Yajuwon and Mohammed Lawan, as well as other teaching and non-teaching staff, with whose cooperation and hard work we have achieved our modest success stories so far, including eventful public lectures, staff workshops, and academic publications. We have been recording publications already in international outlets. I appreciate my brother and chairman of the Lawyers in the Media Forum, Barrister Adamade Dimeji, and all our guests here present, especially the Registrar of African Aviation and Aerospace University, Dr. Mustafa Sheikh, represented here by Deputy Registrar, Mr. Dennis Onwukwe. So our journey started together from Patigi, and we have found ourselves again in Abuja. Most importantly, I'm immensely grateful to the former Vice Chancellor of the University of Ilorin, former Chairman of the Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian Universities, former President of the Association of African Universities, Professor Emeritus Isaac Oloyede, CUN, FNL, FNAL, JAMB Registrar, for everything behind description as a spring of inspiration, including the bailout extended to us. My dream is to be the type of vice chancellor he was, which is a tall order. A round of applause. Sir, ASE as an institution and I as a person remain grateful for being a compass through which we find our way, and my brother vice chancellors that have also been mentored by Professor Emeritus Oloyede. I want to appreciate you all, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for your rapt attention. And I glorify the name of the Almighty Allah for the opportunities of life and the privileges we enjoy out of His grace. I want to thank you once again, and I wish you a very successful day. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
My legs are shaking. I don't know what I want to say now after this brilliant presentation by my Vice Chancellor. Shall we all give him a round of applause? My wonderful students, you have heard. Once has he spoken, twice have you heard. Hold on firmly to all you have heard today. Write it on your chest. Walk with it and faith it out. You have started well, you will finish well. Congratulations once again. So may I now respectfully recognize Dr. Emmanuel Mama, representing the Director General of the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much for your patience with us today. Please permit me to warmly welcome the BOT Chairman, Professor Michael Maduagu, our guest speaker for today's occasion, to come on board to present his very brilliant paper to us this afternoon. The title of his presentation is Education, the Pathway to Success in Life. Please join me, make welcome of our BOT Chairman to the podium, please. Give him a round of applause. Thank you very much, sir. You're welcome, sir. Yes, sir.
The Vice Chancellor, the JAMB Registrar, our good friend. I'm glad to be meeting you again. I still recall the wonderful lecture you gave us at the National Institute for Security Studies. It still resonates in my head. Principal officers of this wonderful university, the African School of Economics, and other staff of the university. Members of the Board of Trustees here present, and our distinguished guests on this occasion. And of course, the matriculating young students, pioneer students of ASE, the African School of Economics. I welcome all of you to this wonderful occasion. I must say I'm grateful to the Vice Chancellor for giving me the opportunity to say a word or two to the matriculating students today. As a matter of fact, when I listened to the Vice Chancellor speech, I began to ask myself, do I still have anything else to add? So, if our paths cross, then it can only mean one thing, that we regard education very dearly. When the Vice Chancellor requested me to make a brief statement or presentation or lecture, as he called it, I did not think twice before choosing the topic to talk about. And that's why my topic is education, the pathway to success in life. It is often said that money opens all doors. As far as I'm concerned, it is education that opens all doors. No less a personality than the former British Prime Minister, Tony Blair, once named education as the main priority of his government. As is well known, in his speech during the Labour Conference in 1996, just a year before he became Prime Minister, Blair had famously said, "Ask me my three main priorities for government, and I will tell you, number one, education. Number two, education. Number three, education." Unquote. Consequently, during his tenure as Prime Minister from 1997 to 2007, Mr. Blair was known to have made improving the British education system the main focus of his government. There is no doubt that the young people matriculating today here know exactly why they are here. However, it is often the case that one may know something but may not fully appreciate the significance or the importance of what one knows. It is therefore worthwhile to remind these young people why they are here, and that is why I'm speaking on education. But first things first, what is African School of Economics? The African School of Economics, ASE, has adequately introduced itself on its website, and I will quote, a long quote. The African School of Economics is a conventional Pan-African university approved by the federal government of Nigeria and licensed by the National University Commission in February 2024 to operate in Nigeria. The university is impaired by the need to transform the African continent through the high-octane quality education that prioritizes students' capacity development through intensive training in academic, intellectual, technical, professional, and entrepreneurial skills. A moment ago, the Vice Chancellor had already elaborated the focus and purpose of this university. He has also told you that the university is affiliated to several other universities across the world, including those in the United States, in the African continent, and so on. So I need not repeat what the Vice Chancellor has already told you. But let me mention one thing, the vision of the university. The vision of the university is to provide the best quality university education to shape the Africa and reposition Africans for global excellence. And the mission of the university is to produce globally competitive graduate advancement of African citizens African citizens, communities, and countries. And the motto of the university is Carpe Diem. Carpe Diem, or seize the day, is a Latin expression popularized by the Roman poet Horace, and it concerns being proactive and active by making the best use of every single day. These are part of the elaborations that the Vice Chancellor had already given us. But while on the still in this website, there's one other message of the university that I want to remind you of. And I was amazed when I saw that. And that is the slogan of the university. Wait for it. Do you know the slogan? Today you learn it. Better than the best. Can you beat that? Better than the best. So I would like to be hearing you students. You know, every university in Nigeria has its own slogan. I think the Nsukka called themselves the Lioness or Lions. I said Nsukka because I know that there's a lion here. Oh, a lioness here. Aha, I hear Ilorin, I hear others. I hear about Josites. I hear about others. Aha, the UI, and so on. So, ASE, when I say ASE, what are you going to say? Better than the best. ASE? Now you are talking. Now, having said, giving you, because I had the question first thing first, and I told you a little about your university, which you will find, and the Vice Chancellor will tell you more. And if you read his speech, he tells you more, and you go to the website, you see more. So, having said that, it brings me to my next segment of my next lecture, statement here. And that is which also was, I know I told you, after the Vice Chancellor had spoken, I was wondering whether I would still say anything new. The next thing I'll talk about is what I call the importance of reading culture. The importance of reading culture. And I'll start by telling you a true life story. The first president of Nigeria, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, popularly known as Zik of Africa, attended a school in Nigeria called Hope Wardell Training Institute in Calabar in the 1920s. It looks like a century ago, isn't it? In the 1920s. That's where he did his A-levels before he traveled to the United States for further education, or what he calls In Search of the Golden Fleece. I know the Nsukka people know this story very well. Now, when he was in the Hope Wardell Training Institute in Calabar, he encountered one day one of the student leaders. And the student leader engaged him in conversation to test his reading culture. What did I call this? Reading culture. The student leader asked Zeke, do you know the meaning of Hope Wardell Training Institute? Zeke had been there for some time, and the Zeke began to, if I ask what is the meaning of ASE, or you know better than the best, isn't it? He was asking, what is the meaning? Do you know the meaning of Hope Wardell Training Institute? Zeke was babbling. I said, hold on there. Listen, Hope Wardell Training Institute means how we train idiots. Hope Wardell Training Institute means how we train idiots. Zeke of Africa, he was a student by then, shook his head and began to protest. Oh, the student said, okay, hold on. You don't agree? Okay, I have a question for you. The student leader asked Zeke, do you know the person called Marcus Garvey? Marcus Garvey. Zeke began to scratch his head. He said, you see, I told you. Hope Wardell Institute trains idiots. You're an idiot if by now you don't know Marcus Garvey. As at that time, Zeke had not even come across the name Marcus Garvey. And Marcus Garvey was one of the foremost African-American activists, human rights fighters, who was at that time advocating that all black people of African descent should make their way back to the continent of Africa. So he was forerunner to those great African liberators like Martin Luther King Jr. and the rest of them. And that was in the 20s, and Zeke didn't know. So he told him, that's why I told you, if you don't know, what was he testing? The reading culture of Nnamdi Azikiwe. And the segment I'm talking about is what? Reading culture. Because at that time, the Marcus Garvey, his name was on the news, in the newspapers, and other people were reading about him. So, because Zeke, being a studious person, apparently was confined to his discipline, subject his writing, reading, in order to pass his A levels, and therefore was not at that time reading widely. So I say the segment I'm talking about now, reading culture. When he finished his studies in the United States, as they say, the rest is history. But the bottom line is how important. The point I want to make is that the university provides you the opportunity to read widely. You cannot afford to confine yourself only with your discipline or your course. You have to expand your knowledge. And today, you are privileged more than other generations. There's scarcely anything you are looking for, information you are looking for, research you are doing, that you will not find on the internet. You all have smartphones. You carry the world in your palms. Just Google or use other search, and you have a experienced librarian who will give you all the tips to expand your horizon of knowledge. I advise you that you should not wait for lecturers. Read ahead of them. In fact, lectures should be opportunity to revise what you have already studied, to question certain things you did not understand, to ask the lecturer to explain it. You have opportunity to read widely. That's what it is all about. Read widely. I will end this section on reading culture, with the often quoted statement of Francis Bacon, the British 17th century philosopher and statesman and scientist. He said, and I quote, "Reading maketh a fool man, conference a ready man, writing an exact man." The more you read, the more you widen your horizon. When you attend lectures or lectures or conferences, it makes you a ready man. You are current. You are current. And then writing. When you now write, it makes you exact. At that time, in the 17th century, when he was talking about man. But if we were to be talking today, we would be saying man and woman. So he's not only talking about man. The next thing I want to talk to you briefly about is that the university is the training ground for global citizens. What did I say? The university is the training ground for global citizens. The term or the concept of university is derived from the Latin word universitas, which means totality or universality. Over the centuries, universities have grown to become training grounds, like I said, for global citizens. Like other universities, students in Nigeria, as we have been told, you come from various states. various states of the nation, various regions, various communities, various backgrounds. And you are here to become all those identities. That you are from this state, or from that state, or this other state. You are going to add another identity, and that is ASE. And beyond ASE, you are going to add, even you are now international students, because ASE is affiliated to so many other universities across the world. So at the end of the day, the graduates of ASE will become not only as a vice chancellor country, but they are going to be global citizens, international students. And this will happen through networking, either through exchange of lecturers that will come from these other parts of the affiliated universities, or even you be given opportunity, you never know, even to visit these other universities. Is in the program, if economy permits. And it will, I believe it will permit. So in the end, while not forgetting your roots, you must not allow the Nigerian primordial identities of state of origin, ethnicity, and religion to become obstacles to your evolving into global citizens. You must learn to study together, cooperate to achieve success, guided by ASE philosophy. There's another point I want to touch on, which I think the Vice Chancellor also mentioned, and I'm talking about ethics and discipline. My dear matriculating students, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, over the years, there have been lamentations of the falling standard of education at all levels in the Nigerian education system. Stories abound of I think the JAMB registrar knows about this more. Stories abound of examination malpractices, bribery and sorting, quote-unquote sorting, of lecturers, cultism, sexual harassment, and whatnot. The pioneer staff and students of ASE have the responsibility to lay a solid foundation for highest ethical standards and reputation for this university. Not only in learning, but above all, in character. The banner of the University African School of Economics must be raised very high in line with the slogan of the university, which we have been told is better than the best. You have to raise the banner very high. So all those tendencies, evil tendencies you hear about in other universities will not be found in ASE. Lastly, before I conclude, there's one other topic that is dear to me that I want to mention, and that is time management. You know, when I was coming here this morning, I was conscious that if care is not taken, I may be questioning the Vice Chancellor, but they beat me to it. I mean, give a round of applause to the university and all of you. My colleagues in NISS know that time management is one of my pet lectures. And I just managed to step in as the announcer said, it is 10 o'clock, 10 a.m., let us rise for national anthem. I did like this. You know, I think somehow we have gotten into that in African environment, Nigerian environment. Somehow we have gotten used to this so-called African time. I was about saying that I would advise the university not to imbibe that culture, but they have already beaten me to it. So I will tell ASE should continue. There should be nothing like African culture in this university. This is wonderful. Today, the Matriculation Day is an example we should emulate and continue. If we say that the program starts at 10, it starts at 10. If we're expecting dignitaries, then beforehand, we should, even if it's the head of state that we're inviting, we go and discuss with the head of state. Please, what time is convenient for you? Once you agree on that time, we stick to that time. So not you tell people you are starting a program at 10 o'clock, then you start at 2 o'clock because you are waiting for somebody. I have the privilege of having groomed so many executives in Nigeria at the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies and at the National Institute for Security Studies. And we have taken them outside the country on programs. And everywhere we go, if a program says 10 o'clock, it starts at 10 o'clock. If it says 12 o'clock, it starts at 12 o'clock. Everybody keeps time. But when we come back to our country, it is a different story. It will not happen in ASE. And today's example shows it will not happen in ASE. Please, a round of applause for ASE. So, my dear students, it is a takeaway that I want to leave with you. Time management. Up until now, you young people, in the primary school, your time was managed for you. Your parents prepare you to go to school, cook for you, dress you up. Some are even dropped in the school and picked. In the secondary school, more or less the same. Or those of you who are in the boarding school, the school authorities manage the time for you. There's time for everything. Time for wake up, time for breakfast, time for this, time for that. And if those who do not abide by the time are forced to do that either by the prefects or by teachers. Now you are in the university. Even though you are very young, some of you are barely 18. That's right. You are now, nobody's going to police you anymore. You are going to be your own time managers. You have come to the university. If you don't abide by the time will leave you behind. So, imbibe the culture of time management. And there is a famous statement that I will leave you with about time management. It is one of the admonitions of Benjamin Franklin, one of the founding fathers of the United States of America. He wrote his son, who was like you, in the university at that time, several letters admonishing him. In one of the letters, he said to him, "Never leave that till tomorrow which you can do today." Never leave that till tomorrow which you can do today. If you imbibe on this principle, it will guide you in your studies, in your assignments, in your projects, and whatnot. And not only while you're in the university, but all through life. I thank you all for your rapt attention.
Thank you very much. Even before I ask that we should give him a standing ovation, you are all standing up. Another round of applause for him, please. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. I'm so glad. I am happy. Students, are you happy? ASE. ASE. That is our slogan. Thank you very much. I wish to once again welcome one of our very prominent guests that is here this afternoon. He's by name Alhaji Yusuf Nuraini, the Managing Director of Nuraini Global Services. Welcome, sir. Thank you very much. We appreciate your esteemed presence. Thank you, sir. You agree with me that we omitted something. So before the goodwill, I would like to invite to the podium one of our very beautiful faculty members, Miss Teddy, to please come up to take the citation of our eloquent BOT chairman, Professor Mike Maduagu, who just presented the lecture.
Okay. So Professor Mike O. Madugu was formerly a senior fellow at the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, otherwise known as NIPSS, in Kuru, Jos from 1985 to 2017, when he retired meritoriously. Born on the 29th of September in 1952, he hails from Nenwe, Anyeri local government area of Enugu State. Professor Maduagu started his higher academic career with the study of philosophy at then ECOT Ekpen campus of Bigard Memorial Senior Seminary in Enugu, and he later continued with the study of philosophy and political science at the University of Innsbruck in Austria. There, he obtained his master's in philosophy in 1982, and later his PhD in both philosophy and political science in 1984. He was acting director of research at NIPSS from 2000 to 2002 and directing staff for several years. After his retirement from NIPSS, he joined the then Institute for Security Studies. It was later elevated to the status of National Institute for Security Studies in Abuja as a study group coordinator from January 2018 to January 2023. He is currently the chairman of the Board of Trustees for the African School of Economics here in Abuja. Professor Maduagu's areas of specialization and research interests include human rights, ethics and politics, leadership and democracy studies, policy analysis, ethno-religious conflicts, and civil-military relations. He has published extensively in these areas. He is a recipient of the prestigious Senior Fulbright Award, for which he carried out a comparative study on the affirmative action policies of both the United States and Nigeria at the Hoover Institution at Stanford University from 1992 to 1993. He was the principal editor of an important publication by NIPSS called Nigeria's 50 Years of Nation Building, Taking Stock and Looking Ahead, published in 2011. His latest book is called Federal Character and Affirmative Action, History and Peculiarities of Diversity Policies in the United States and Nigeria, and it was published in 2019. To mark his 70th birthday in September 2022, colleagues and friends put together a very comprehensive book in his honor called Leadership and Challenges of Governance, Nationhood and Security in Nigeria, and this was published by the National Institute for Security Studies. This aptly captured Maduagu's enduring scholarly concerns. In addition to English, Professor Maduagu speaks German, has working knowledge in French. He is married to Dr. Kate Maduagu, a former deputy director with NIPSS, and they are blessed with 4 children and many grandchildren. His hobbies include reading, lawn tennis, and walking. So let's put our hands together for Professor Maduagu one more time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Teddy. Thank you so much, Ms. Teddy. That's a very beautiful one. I will not fail to recognize the beautiful wife that has made this possible for Professor Mike Maduagu. That's Dr. Mrs. Kate Maduagu. Thank you very much, Ma. We are honored. Thank you. Yeah. We know you have all come here with goodwill messages for us. Now we are going to hear what you have for us, and we are going to take them to practice, take them to work to ensure that we take this university to greater heights. So I want to first of all call on the eagle that is in the house. There's the eagle in the house. Can any of you tell me who the eagle is here? We have the eagle in the house. That's the esteemed presence of the Registrar of JAMB, Professor Oloyede. He's right here. He's going to give us the first goodwill message. Please, let's welcome him to the podium.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The Chairman Board of Trustees of this great institution, Professor Michael Maduagu, and his amiable wife, the Vice Chancellor of this university, a person I respect so much, not only for the erudity in knowledge, but also for his untainted character, Professor Mahfouz Abedimeji. The registrar of this university have been enjoying our intonation since I came here. Mrs. Emilomo Fowe Ogunboye FSR. The bossa, Mr. Stephen Adegbite, ACA. The university librarian, Dr. Ejikeme. Other functionaries of this great university, particularly the faculty members, great and very lucky students of this university. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. For me, it is a privilege that I'm here. I rarely attend matriculation ceremonies because there are 365 days or 6 in a year, and I pretend 1,300 institutions who matriculate. So if I were to attend, I will not be able to. That's why I hardly attend any. But I cannot but attend this ceremony for the quality of your principal officers, particularly the Vice Chancellor. As I told you, I respect him a lot. I also have the privilege of visiting this institution. This is the second time of my being here. And I marvel at the vision of the founders. How lucky are you? Somebody was jailed. May you never be jailed. Somebody was jailed, and he came back, and he told a story of how long a day is. That a day that you say, oh, today is Monday, oh, it's just Friday, is because we do not appreciate what we have. He was jailed, and in the process, he realized how long the day that we think is short it is, because he had been deprived of wasting his time. Even if he wanted to waste, he had no opportunity of wasting. Therefore, it is important for you to note that what you do have, you do not appreciate most of the time. But you must appreciate what you have. And I'm going to just call your attention to 2 of such, while wishing you a very successful education in this institution. One, that when you have What's your relationship with economics? Only few of you will end up studying economics while attending African School of Economics. There are many definitions for economics, but as a student of this institution, you must locate yourself within the School of Economics. What's my relationship with economics? There are many definitions for economics, but one of the definitions is maximizing the utility of the limited. That is, how do you make best use of something that is limited? And most of the things we value in this world, most of them that we value, they are limited. And one of it that had been said by our respected chairman is time. How do you economize your time? That's when you know that you are in the school. Be reminding yourself that I'm in the School of Economics. I'm not just in a university. That must, everything you have, everything about you, the resources given to you, even your dress, even everything you have, you must take into consideration the fact that you are in the School of Economics. It's very, very important, and it will be useful to you. In the National Universities Commission, NUC, I had the privilege of working with, or working for, or working in the NUC. And we have what we call staff-student ratio. Staff-student ratio. That when a lecturer who is teaching cybersecurity, who is teaching chemistry, who is teaching biology, who is teaching any of your subjects, when he comes before you, we assume that it will be about 150 students to one lecturer for effective. We don't want 1,000 students to one lecturer. But here are you with an opportunity of 10 of you, 15 of you, 20 of you, 30 of you in a class. It's an opportunity that if you miss it, you will have missed a lot. Yes, you are pioneering students. That's the facade. That's the one you see. But the value in having the opportunity of interacting with academics on almost on one-to-one basis. When your Vice Chancellor said you should be inquisitive, the platform for it has been provided for you. Please do not miss it. He talked about distractions. There are many. But you must make up your mind what you want to. The greatest enemy you can have is yourself. Nobody can do much harm to you at this age than you can inflict on yourself. You have to make up your mind that I'm not going to inflict any harm on either others or on myself. And the best way to do it is to be focused. Why am I here? Not to waste my time, not to lazy about, but to build myself for a better tomorrow. On behalf of Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, I congratulate African School of Economics on this occasion, and I wish you a successful training in this great institution. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
May we be seated, please? Shall we all rise as the registrar goes out, please? Thank you very much. Thanks for being kind. Please, let's have a seat. Thank you. Yes, but somebody, yeah. We're going to continue with goodwill messages, but because we have to strictly follow the program, I want to have the privilege to once again, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, management of ASE, and the ASE community, I wish to invite the students to be upstanding, and then I will invite the respective faculty, deans of faculty, to come up to conduct their matriculation. This one presentation. I thought you said we should do this. For the, thank you, thank you. Time is of essence for everything we want to do. On that note, I will just hand over the mic to the dean to call the students up on his own. Dean, Dr. Olusegun Ajuwon, Oluseye Ajuwon.
On behalf of myself, Dr. Olusegun Ajuwon, I hereby present all the students in the School of African School of Economics, the Pan-African University of Excellence, Abuja, on this day of their matriculation. Amen.
A round of applause. While our wonderful students are still standing, may I, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, Professor Mike Maduagu, the management and staff of the African School of Economics, the Pan-African University of Excellence, I have the honor to present to you our pioneer students for matriculation today. While the students are still standing, can I have that privilege to once again hand over this to our amiable Vice Chancellor, who is coming to conduct the oath of matriculation.
Thank you very much. The chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, dear students, you repeat after me. This is your matriculation oath and open to the relevant page of your program. On admission to African School of Economics, you say after me. On admission to African School of Economics, I hereby declare that I've not been previously matriculated in the university. I will obey and pay due respect to the authorities of African School of Economics. And I will faithfully observe all regulations which may from time to time be issued by them for the good administration of the university. including the directive that students should make a restitution for any damage done by students, to property of the university or members of the public, whether in the course of protest or otherwise. I'm not a member of any secret cult. I will not personally or in conjunction with other students engage in any act of violence or other improper conduct to damage the property of the university or of the hosting community. I will not engage in any antisocial behavior or crime, including substance abuse and fraud, during the period of my study in this Pan-African University of Excellence. I shall not belong to any secret cult and shall not in any way aid or abet cultism or fail to disclose to the authorities of the university or the police the identity of cultists that I shall become aware of, or the activities of cultists which shall thereafter come to my knowledge. I will not participate in any activities of or belong to any student organization, whether on campus or not, unless I have evidence that the organization is duly registered with the university as at the time of activity or membership. I have not registered for, neither will I register for or undertake any other course of study, either on full-time or part-time basis in this or any other institution, during the period of my studentship in the university. In case of any breach of any of the clauses of this oath, the Vice-Chancellor has the sole prerogative to summarily expel me from the university. My parent or guardian has guaranteed my resolve to abide by this declaration, which is made bona fide. And I made this oath truthfully and in accordance with the Oaths Act. So help me God. So we are going to complete the remaining part of the form. You date it, you append your signature, and then you submit to the university. The latter part of it is the indemnity form that you are going to take home after your examinations to your parents. They are going to fill same, append their signatures, and then you return same to the university. Please be seated. Congratulations. Yes. Yes.
Well done, sir. Please give a round of applause to our indefatigable Vice Chancellor. Congratulations, dear students. Congrats. So I wish to also request you guys, students, that you must return your matriculation oath form today before 5 p.m. to the office of the registrar. So when we finish the matriculation ceremony, you guys will sit down, fill them neatly, and append your signature, and then you bring it to the office. Is that understood? Thank you very much. Now we're going to continue on our goodwill messages. Yes. We're going to give 5 minutes to each person to give us. Yeah. Is it not too much? Oh, just 5 minutes. Oh, yes. You know, the university respects time a lot. We are taught to manage our time very well. So for the goodwill messages, we are going to give 5 minutes. So if we have 5 people, it's going to be 1 minute to each person. So may I now have the pleasure to invite Mr. Soji Eniade MNI, the Director General, Citizenship and Leadership Training Center, for his goodwill message. Thank you very much, sir.
ASE. 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 I thank the university authorities for the opportunity given me to give this short goodwill address. But I'll first and foremost appreciate my teacher, my lecturer at the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, Professor Maduego. I belong to Sec 34, 2012. You have been a wonderful teacher, sir. And Mrs. Maduego, also my teacher, she taught us French then. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for the wonderful job you are doing, molding the future leaders for Nigeria. The matriculants, my charge to you today is that you should see yourself as future leaders. I'm the Director General, Citizenship and Leadership Training Center, Nigeria. And before I got that appointment, I was the head of service, Oyo State Civil Service, Nigeria. Immediately I left Kurusa, I was appointed the head of service then. And I was on seat for 5 years as the head of service of Oyo State. 1978, I matriculated at the University of Ibadan. And my matric number is 22696. I cannot forget it till today. So please, let that be resonating in your mind when you are giving your matric number. And what does that say? It will keep reminding you about everything you have had here today. You are just stepping into the world. You are future leaders. You are change agents. And I pray that God Almighty will make that dream come true. Besides being change agents, you are the beacon of light to others. You have the opportunity that others don't have. In Nigeria, we are about a population of 230 million. About 160 million are youth. And out of those, that's big population. You have the opportunity of being here today. So you are going to be role models for ASE and for others to say, yes, I want to go to that university. So on behalf of the Citizenship and Leadership Training Center, Nigeria, I want to congratulate you and wish you the very best in the future. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for your esteemed presence. Thank you. Can we have one more person before 11:30 a.m.? Just one person. Do we have? Yes. My colleague from AAU. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can do 30 seconds each.
Great student of ASE. Let me stand on the existing protocols. Permit me when I see my senior colleagues that have gone to NIPS. Please, I doff my cap for you. Our daddy, I doff my cap for you. I'm only just a fresher on a short course which was concluded last October. Short course, PSLC 51. So I respect people from Kuru. It's a wonderful training area. For those of you that have bagged MNI, I'm still looking forward towards getting MNI. It's not easy. 10 months course where you have to sit. Sometimes you may abandon your family. It will remain only you. How many people can do that? Thank you very much. My Vice Chancellor, the BOT Chairman, the registrar, I bring you good will message from African Aviation and Aerospace University, Abuja. I want to say that we are delighted to be here with you, and that is why I am representing the registrar of that institution by my wearing the gown of the institution to be here. It's a long story, but we'll cut it short. The Vice Chancellor here, I worked under him. We started a new university in a very rugged local government in Kwara State. It was hell. But we built the university until God says that we will live here. We will live to this place. I want to thank you, sir, my Oga. I learned a lot from him. He is a professor of English. And you know when you are meeting professors of English, you know what it is. Writing minutes, writing, you will see red biro. One day I went to his office. I said, sir, it's like if I am sitting for WAEC, which I did many years, about 40-something years ago, I may not pass. Because every time you will see red biro. He said, no, Mr. Dennis, all of us are learning. Don't see me as a professor of English that I'm marking you down. But today, honestly speaking, I've learned a lot from him. And please, I want you people to give him a round of applause. Our daddy, the BOT chairman, it's a delight, you know, having you and knowing your name. That I will pass to the registrar of my university, who I'm representing here. Our mommy too, doctor, I'm going to do the same. I want to inform you that the registrar of my university, Dr. Mustafa Sheikh Abdullahi, he would have loved to be here, personally. But again, all of us worked together. He was the registrar, I was the senior assistant registrar under our Oga, until I became acting registrar when the man left a year later. So it's a smooth drive. So I want to thank Professor Adebola Mahfouz Adedimeji. I don't think there's anybody who knows it's Adebola here. So this is one of the things from my senior colleague from Kuru, who can also tell us his matriculation number. Some of you, even this national anthem we are singing, you were not born when this national anthem came up. I can still sing it, and let me even tell you my school, secondary school, you know, house number. I still have it up to today, not to talk of the university own. So I want to thank you. You have entered a great land. ASE is a great land, and you must come out successfully. You will walk over the university, I pray. The university will not walk over you. It is better to manufacture your time and use your time accordingly. On behalf of the Registrar of African Aviation and Aerospace University, Dr. Mustafa Sheikh Abdullahi, I want to thank you very much, and may God bless ASE.
Thank you very much, our wonderful guest, the representative of the registrar of the AAU. Thank you for that goodwill message. We appreciate you. Check whether...
Is the final set?
Is it set? In 10 minutes. Okay, so we still have some time more. Yes, to take more goodwill messages. Thank you very much, sir. Shall we welcome him to the podium with a round of applause? Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think it is still morning. Yeah, it's still morning. Yes. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. Before I start, Professor Maduagu, I'm privileged to meet you in person today. I've read so much you have a lot of works in the area of peace and conflict resolution. And what we do is conflict resolution, conflict management, and peace building in Nigeria. Your works are very invaluable to us in the Institute. My name is Dr. Emmanuel Maman. I am Director, National Peace Academy, Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Abuja here. I'm representing my Director General, Dr. Joseph Ochogu, who actually is attending another meeting, very crucial meeting in the office at this time. So he called on me yesterday to come here. And I'm not disappointed, and I'm very happy to be here. In fact, I particularly enjoy listening to the Vice Chancellor. By the time I walked into the room, he was giving a very wonderful address that I feel so happy not to have missed. It was really, really, like Professor Oloyede said, a very erudite message to the young people and even to the old in the group, in the house. At the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution, you know that without peace, we cannot do anything. And education is critical. Why is education important? It fosters critical thinking. And this critical thinking allows you to be tolerant, allows you to be creative, allows you to study and look at your environment and to know what exactly your environment needs. When you think critically, you can also tolerate one another, you appreciate everybody, you will live peacefully. In fact, you will know the part of peace to everything you want to do. I had the message when somebody was mentioning earlier here, that is when the VC was reading the oath to the students. He said, we eschew violence. We also eschew hate, but imbibe love. This education will lead you to that path of love. And it is this part of love that guarantees your peace. When you have this, your peace, you will be able to live within yourself peacefully, within your neighbor peacefully, and within the entire society peacefully. I am happy to know today, because if we check through the list of your students here, you will see Lekan, you will see Emeka, you will see Abdul, and all this thing. So it's a mixed bag. Rather than being secluded and living just within a small unit or group of people in the society, you see this education has provided ways for you to know many people, some in Igbo land, some in Yoruba land, and some in Hausa land, or the one we call the North. So it's a wonderful privilege for you that you have today, and we cannot but wish you a very, very successful adventure in this academic journey. And we say congratulations to the African School of Economics. My friend and colleague in the office actually told me about the Vice Chancellor when they brought the notice from the DG to me yesterday. Patigi, where you came from, where you started from, happened to be my second home because my wife is from there. So I know the environment very well, the environment you are talking about very well. So kudos to your efforts there, Vice Chancellor and your professor. Thank you, congratulations. I wish you the best, very best here.
Honestly, I didn't introduce him. I want to tell you that he's our very friend in the house. Yes, the Institute of Conflict and Peace Resolution, they have given us some books. They have extended, that love to us. And he has come here to the podium to also preach love to you guys. Please thank him on behalf of ASE. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah, we expect more. More books. Thank you very much. Dr. Mrs. Kate Maduagu, I can feel in me that you have good message for this beautiful institute or institution. I hope you don't mind if I invite you to the podium to just give us a good message. As a mother, let us listen to her very well. You hear what you have not heard from anybody since morning. Give her a round of applause.
The Vice Chancellor, sir, please permit me to stand on existing protocol. I want to congratulate the matriculants today. And I want to pray that you have listened to everything, every advice that was given to you today, and that you will work with it. I know that, we cannot compare our generation with yours because things are different now. But just like your VC told you, if you remain focused, you will surely be better than the best. 4 years runs very fast. So don't say you have plenty of time. Once you start from the one and make up your mind that time waits for no one, you will see yourself moving. And I can assure you that that will help you to run a very good race. I want to wish you luck. I want to wish you good health. And I pray that God will guide you in whatever you're doing and that you all come out top and successful at the end of this race. Congratulations, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ma, for that beautiful prayers. Please permit me to recognize the esteemed presence of Alhaji Awonuga, the chairman, MAP Global Services. Please, can you rise up for recognition, please? Thank you very much. You are warmly welcome. We are happy to receive you this afternoon. What a great privilege. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Please, the order ready now. Is it okay? I wouldn't mind if the band will welcome the founder, Professor Leonard Wachenkon, to give his remark on this ceremony. Band, welcome him. Let's rise. Let's rise, let's rise.
Hello.
Thank you very much, the band. And thank you very much, our wonderful founder, Professor Leonard Wachenkon. Thank you so much for this privilege to have you on the virtual to address this great occasion. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Okay, so first of all, thanks all of you for organizing such a wonderful event. And thanks for all our guests with us today. So, dear Vice Chancellor, Professor Adedimeji, dear Mrs. Registrar, and all the faculty and all our students, all our ASE students with us today, distinguished guests, I stand by the existing protocol. So I just wanted to take this opportunity, first of all, to say a few words, first about myself, about the African School of Economics, about the journey ahead, and then make sure that I give you some words of advice and encouragement. My name is Leonard Mwachekon. I'm a professor of political economy at Princeton University. I have been teaching in the US for 30 years. And the best of the best time for me is when I've set up the African School of Economics 11 years ago.
And it's a moment that I'm still extremely proud of. And I'm so happy that our Nigerian brothers and sisters have joined the movement, joined the system. The African School of Economics is a Pan-African university, but also soon to become a big international university, meaning that besides being present in a dozen of African countries, from Southern Africa, Northern Africa, Eastern, and obviously West Africa, we will have programs outside Africa, in Latin America, and in North America in particular. So one important component is the degree program that you are part of. And needless to say that in the system of African School of Economic campuses, Nigeria play a pivotal role. This is the key node in the system. The key center in the system is African School of Economics Nigeria. So beside the degree program that had existed for 10 years, we have a research program. We also have a program in arts and athletics. The program, the degree program the success has been spectacular. So for the past 10 years, we have placed more than 70 students in PhD program in the US and Europe. Some of our students are government advisors. They work at the World Bank, International Finance Corporation, International Monetary Fund, and World Bank, UNDP, and the list goes on. So it's hard to find an institution on the continent that has so much success within 10 years. Some of our students today are professors in the US. We have, for instance, from a student who professor at New York University, having left Africa after 5 years, came to the US, did so well, and has been able to get a position at New York University. So this is a testament to the excellence training that we provide, and Nigeria will not be an exception. Same thing with the research program. We pride ourselves to be one of the best, probably one of the very, very best research centers in the world. And beside economics, we are now expanding to science and engineering and to arts and culture. So talking about art and culture, as I mentioned to you, we just opened an office in sports analytics in Madrid, and then our center in arts, African arts and culture, is led by Mrs. Aisha Brima, is up and running, in Abuja. So all I can say is that ASE has proven its worth for the past 10 years, and I'm pretty certain that this is going to continue with you. I should add, before I finish talking about ASE, that 2 years ago, I had the privilege, to win the Global Economy Prize, one of the most prestigious prizes in academics, and particularly in economics, offered by Kiel University in Germany. And one of the reasons why I got the prize is because of the work that African School of Economics has done. So you are in a super, super, super strong hands, and I'm pretty sure that together we are going to continue with this tradition. Now, in terms of the future, as I started saying, we are going to go through a major expansion plan across Africa. So we are be able to federate every talent, every major talent in science, in arts and culture on the continent. So we plan to be, in 2 years, present in 20 African countries. And again, as I said earlier, our Nigeria campus will be one of the cornerstone of this system, this Pan-African system. Yeah. So based on what we have accomplished so far, based on where we are, all I can say is that the future is bright. All the dreams that your parents, that yourself have for your academic journey, we'll make sure that they are fulfilled. We'll work extremely hard to make sure that together we take African School of Economics at much higher height than it had been so far. And I'd like to thank the team, the academic team, the administrative team at the African School of Economics in Nigeria for the fantastic work they have done so far. I'm very, very proud of what we have achieved together. I also want to encourage our students to have chosen to join us. And again, I commit to all of you that we will raise the bar. We will do the best we can so that you can achieve all your dreams, or your academic and professional dreams. And hopefully some of you can have the opportunity to be at top position in government, international organization, or maybe join a PhD program, a doctorate program, either in Europe, in North America, but also in Africa. So again, thanks all of you for joining us. And I'm very proud to be part of this journey with you, to have led this journey. And again, congratulations to our students for this achievement, for this big event. And you can count on me to be with you along the way. Thank you very much.
Let us give our founder a standing ovation for these beautiful remarks this afternoon. That's our founder, Professor Leonard Wachenkon. Thank you very much for these brilliant remarks. We deeply appreciate you this afternoon. And we thank you because you already made some promises to us to take the institution, the university, to higher grounds. Thank you so much. We look forward to all that coming through for us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Do have a lovely day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's be seated, please. ASE is so loved by a lot of people. You know, people are still coming in for this event. So, and I will not fail to recognize some dignitaries that just came in this afternoon, this morning. We're still in the morning, permit me. First of all, I want to acknowledge the esteemed presence of Mr. Denga Abdullahi, FSS, who is present in the room. FSI. I hope, if he's my boss, let me bow, and he is. Where is he? I want to see him. Please, just indicate by raising your right hand or your left hand. Morning, sir. Morning, sir. That's Mr. Denga Abdullahi, FSI. And we also have a fellow Defense College in the room. His name is Alex Agada. FDC Alex Agada. Morning, sir. Yes, sir. Let me thank you all for your patience, sitting down, joining us in the celebration of our students' matriculation today. We count it a very big privilege. Gentlemen of the press, you are doing so well. Thank you. So on this note, let me invite Let me invite the band to give us some soft music because it's a day of rejoicing for just 2 minutes. Then I will invite the VC to give us the vote of thanks and declare the ceremony closed. Students, it's your day. Let's go. Oh yeah, stand up. Let's go, students. All right. Friends, please sit down. We are rocking it with the students. It's their day. Take them. Oh yeah, dance. If it's party, people will just be doing like this for us. You are not dancing. It's your day. It's a privilege. You are not dancing.
Yeah,
Prof. If it's party, you start doing like this. Let the students are grateful for your beautiful message. We look forward to seeing you one of these days when you are back. Thank you, ma'am. So may I now invite our indefatigable VC, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Adebola Mahfouz Adedimeji. Give him a round of applause as I welcome him to the podium to give a closing remark.
So, thank you very much. It's been a wonderful day. I will give all glory to God Almighty. It is 1 minute to noon, and the platform procession will begin at the dot of noon after the national anthem. I want to thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, from the esteemed chairman of our board of trustees and his amiable wife, an author. I read your book that you wrote at the age of 60, and it's a fantastic piece. And I believe our students will also find your lessons very, very impactful. I want to thank all our distinguished members of staff, the faculty members, our guests, and I congratulate our students. I thank you for coming, for honoring us with your esteemed presence, and it is my pleasure to declare this ceremony closed. Shall we therefore rise to recite the national anthem. And then the procession will take the reverse order. The procession will take the reverse order. Students, note, you remain seated until the procession proceeds.
Thank you very much. Yes. So to our esteemed guests, we would like you to move to our Senate chambers downstairs. After the, yes, our esteemed girls will go downstairs, and then we take a procession. Where's the mace bearer? Mace bearer, please come and lead.